right, lovely people. So we are going to begin reading our book, Blood on the River by Eliza Carbone. So, let me see. Let me go ahead and read the inside flap on the front cover because that'll tell us a little bit more about what we can expect for this book to sound like. So we know it's called Blood on the River. So it says, Samuel Collier came from nothing, a street urchin, an orphan, and even a thief. He seems headed for a life in the alleys of London. So when he becomes the page of Captain John Smith and boards the ship, the Susan Constant, bound for the New World, he can't believe his good fortune. He's heard that gold washes ashore with every tide. But beginning with the stormy journey and his first contact with the native people, Samuel realizes that the New World is nothing like he had ever imagined. The lush Virginia shore where they settle is both beautiful and forbidding. And it's hard to know who's friend or foe. The settlers' troubles are just beginning. The summer of 1607 brings a mysterious illness, and winter brings starvation. It's soon clear to Samuel that the ways of the English don't always work in this unfamiliar land. They need to find new ways, and Samuel is ready to learn. Filled with authentic details and real people, Blood on the River brings to life a significant time in American history. So Blood on the River is going to be through the eyes of our dear friend, Samuel Collier, who is not much older than you. All right, first we've got this lovely map. There's our Chesapeake Bay right there. All right. Chapter 1. In the time of the first planting of corn, there will come a tribe from the bay of the Chesapeake. This tribe will build their longhouses on the land of the Powhatan. They will hunt and fish and plant on the land of the Powhatan. 3 times the Powhatan will rise up against this tribe. The first battle will end and the Powhatan will be victorious. But the tribe will grow strong again. The Powhatan will rise up. The second battle will end and the Powhatan will be victorious. But the tribe will grow strong once more. The third battle will be long and filled with bloodshed. By the end of this battle, the Powhatan kingdom will be no more. This is a prophecy or a prediction delivered to Chief Powhatan, ruler of the Powhatan Empire, by his trusted priests sometime before the year 1607, so before those English arrive. So here we are, London, England, October 1606. My feet slap bare and cold on the cobblestones. I'm breathing hard from running. I turn the corner. The street is dark, empty. It's my chance. I find the right door under the sign with the 3 golden balls. I've carried a rock with me. I slam the rock down hard on the padlock, pounding it until it breaks free. Inside the pawn shop, it is quiet and musty. It smells of old wood and candle wax. So let me pause right there. If you don't know what a pawn shop is, it's a place where people can take their valuable items and receive like cash or money for their items while the pawn shop holds on to it. But if you never pay the pawn shop owner, they get to sell whatever item it is that you put in there. There is the locket, displayed on a piece of beaver felt. I close my fingers around the cool, smooth silver. I haven't touched it since the day she died. Mine. It should have been mine because it was hers. I pull, but it is wired down tightly. I hear footsteps outside. I panic and yank on the wire. Too hard. The wire slices my hand. I see blood drip, but the locket is in my grasp. You, boy! A man lumbers into the shop. It's the shopkeeper come from his house across the street. He lunges and grabs me, but I'm too fast. I squirm away and run, escape into the fog, and I'm lost. Disappeared. I walk along the docks, past the dark hulks of ships bobbing slowly. My heart is still racing. I try to calm myself. I listen to sailors laughing and arguing, their card game stretching into the night. I even venture a whistle. Nothing fancy, just a tune of mine. The shopkeeper will not find me, I promise myself. When he sees me in the daylight, he will not know it was I who wrenched out of his grasp in the dark shop. And he certainly would never guess that I have not stolen anything, only taken back what is mine. It should have been mine. It should have been given to me when she died. This locket of my mother's. This will bring a pretty penny, they said at the poorhouse. It will pay for some of the extra food you eat. Can I help it if I'm always hungry? Then they expected me to stay on and keep working in the nailery, keep letting them beat me when they felt like it, as if I wanted to live in the poorhouse, as if Mom and I had wanted to be kicked out of our cottage on our farm, and as if the blight was our fault, and we wanted the crops to rot in the fields, and had planned all along not to pay rent to the lord of our cottage. But I chose the streets instead. I'd rather dig in the garbage heaps with the rats for my meals. Who knows, maybe my mom would still be alive if she hadn't been a widow and hadn't had to work so hard. First, for the greasy fat gentleman who owned our farm and cottage, and then, after we'd been kicked off, making nails for 12 hours a day to pay our way at the poorhouse. Maybe she would still be alive if she had an easier time of it. Not my father, though. He would have drunk himself to death no matter what. I find my favorite hollow near the London Bridge. Spiked on a pole atop the bridge is the severed head of a traitor. Ooh. A man who betrayed the crown of England and paid for it with his life. I turn my face away so I don't have to look at those dull, staring eyes. I curl up and go to sleep. For this one night, the locket is around my neck. Under my shirt, one night. A sharp kick to the rib wakes me up. This looks like the one who done it. Scraggly hair and scrawny as a broomstick. I'm on my feet in a split second. Grab him! I try to twist free, but hands close on my arms and my neck. It's the shopkeeper and his burly son. I thrash and kick. They tighten their hold until it hurts. The shopkeeper pulls the locket out from under my shirt. Ah, what have we here, he says. A grin shows teeth brown as worms. It's mine, I cry. Mine! They don't listen. They talk between themselves as they tie my arms behind me with ropes. The magistrate will enjoy this delivery. Another criminal off the streets. The sooner he's hanged, the better. I throw my head back hard, and it hits the sun square in his chin. Ow! He cries. He made me bite my tongue. He returns the blow. One swipe with his hand to the side of my head, just like my father used to do. And just like in the old days, I see black, feel my knees crumple, and I'm out before I hit the ground. Chapter 2, tomorrow.